Hello students, this is Professor Dr. Moina Akhtar Mughal. Now today I'm here again to continue from where I've left in my last lecture, which I just uploaded. So I was talking about how you are going to perform tests for nitrogen, sulfur and halogens. If you are provided an unknown organic compound and you don't know about the nature of the organic compound, you first of all you went through the preliminary tests. That was your color, odor, state, and then the litmus test and the saturation test and solubility test. So you now have a little bit idea about your compound's nature, right? So now you are going to do the second step, that is you are going to find out what elements are present besides carbon and hydrogen, what elements are present in your organic compound. As for example, if nitrogen is there, if sulfur is there, if halogens are there. So you can simply say that these elements like you can say nitrogen, sulfur and these halogens, they are bonded covalently in the organic compound. So you cannot detect them when they are in the covalent forms. So in order to detect them, you have to convert them to their ionic forms. And for that you need to do the sodium fusion test. And which is called sodium extract, which you are going to prepare in the end. And your sodium extract is, as I told you before, it is supposed to be colorless. When you do the fusion, you must keep this thing in your mind that your sodium extract is supposed to be colorless. And if it is not, it is colored, you just discard it and continue by making it. Now the process for sodium metal is very simple. You will simply take a piece of sodium metal. It is silverish in color, silver, and it is lying mostly in the kerosene oil because it's hygroscopic and it reacts vigorously with the water vapors. So even if you cannot touch it with your bare hands, and if you touch it with your bare hands, your hands will burn. You'll have a severe burn on your hands. And and they can give you an explosion, right? And they are as explosive. When they come in contact with the water vapor, they simply explode, right? They catch fire. So even in the atmosphere, if they are, you can say, if they come in contact with the moisture, they will react vigorously. So keep this thing in your mind. Never touch it with your hands. So they are lying normally in an oil, that is kerosene oil, right? So, and they are silverish in color. If they are not silver, I told you the outer layer is a little bit, you can say, when they are kept in that kerosene for a very long time, it becomes brownish or copper like. So you just simply scratch that portion and you will take out the silverish portion that is inside it. It will shine like a mercuric bulb, right? You will take a small piece of that sodium metal, just the size of a pea, मटर के दाने जितना बड़ा, right? Just the size of a pea. You will take it out, and in a dry ignition tube you are going to introduce it, right? Dry ignition tube, because ignition tubes are never washed. Keep this thing in your mind. They are always provided to you as new, right? So never wash them, and you will discard them. You will ignite and you will discard them afterwards. So will you introduce your sodium metal into it, and then you will put a little few granules of your compound over it, whatever XYZ compound you have been given. You will put few granules over it with the help of a spatula. You are going to pick it up and you will put it inside the ignition tube, just over the, you can say, sodium metal, and you are going to heat it for a while. A slow gentle heating is needed, right? Slow gentle heating means this is yours. You will put it on the fire and then you will remove it. Then again you will put it over the flame and you will remove it. Then again you will put it over the flame and you will remove it, right? This is slow gentle heating. And now you will see that your compound is started reacting with the sodium metal, and sodium metal, it started melted, and it is you can say it is now it looks like a shiny mercuric bulb. Have you seen a mercuric bulb inside the mercury? So it will be like a shiny mercuric bulb. At that point you will add a little bit more of your organic compound over it, and you will now do the vigorous heating. Vigorous heating means over the flame constantly, without removing it, no removing, just constant heating over the flame. And what will that happen? And the direction of the ignition tube is supposed to be like this. It shouldn't be like pointing towards your eyes, because sometimes it bumps out and it can, your eyes can catch it, or you can have a burn over your cheeks or your eyes or your forehead, or the person, if you are pointing towards the person with a pair of tongs you are holding and you are pointing towards your friend, your enemy standing next to you, you will burn that person. So